Now at 9, Ball State University announcing budget cuts, what this move means for employees.
And Halloween is just around the corner, how one attraction is adapting to the pandemic.
It's fall, but summer-like temperatures are on the way. I'll have the details coming up.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, thanks for being with us. I'm Tucker White.
And I'm Libby Kleemeyer.
Our top story tonight, Ball State University is cutting nearly 130 jobs. This decision comes after the economic impact the pandemic has done to Ball State. The budget cuts are primarily due to a $10 million reduction in state appropriations. University spokesperson Mark Ransford said 90 of the jobs were vacant positions and 38 employees were terminated. He says the cut affects barely 1% of the employee base. In addition, activities at the Ball Center near Minnetrista have been temporarily suspended, potentially until the 2021 spring semester.
The latest coronavirus numbers here on campus. Ball State's dashboard is reporting 6 new positive cases in the past 24 hours. There is an estimate of 30 active cases on campus, 25 coming from students, while the other 5 are employees. Meanwhile, Indiana State health officials are reporting nearly 1,000 new infections and are reporting 30 additional deaths related to COVID-19. Indiana's death toll is now at 3,484.
And the pandemic continues. Many people have run into struggles with mental health. NewsLink Indiana's Emily Harless spoke to the local Suicide Lifeline about the stigma around mental health.
Since about March, we've had a steady increase in calls.
This surge of calls came as no surprise to A Better Way's Suicide Prevention Program Coordinator Tracy Bemis-Smiley, as she says the pandemic has led people to feel a sense of loss.
Just having a loss of support, a loss of their everyday routine, not being able to see family and loved ones.
September was Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, a month dedicated to educating people about the resources there are if you are contemplating suicide. But Bemis-Smiley says people still have trouble talking about it due to the stigma.
With suicide, it was illegal to attempt suicide. So people are afraid that they're going to get locked up. People are afraid of individuals with mental health issues, that there's something wrong with them.
But Bemis-Smiley says the stigma is getting better due to there being more services.
The services are there to help provide what individuals need to help work with their mental health issues, to help them function daily. I think it can get better, but I think we have come a long way.
But even though people might be slowly getting better at talking to professionals, some people still want to rely on their friends to talk them down from those suicidal thoughts. Bemis-Smiley's biggest advice for those friends: don't be afraid to ask your friend if they're contemplating suicide.
When you're comfortable talking about it, even if you're not comfortable talking about it, but you're comfortable enough to say those words, that's saying that I care about this person and I want the best for them. I really want to help them out. So I'm going to ask this difficult question that many people are afraid of.
And her advice for those contemplating suicide:
don't be afraid to reach out for help. It can be hard. It can be very difficult because there's still a lot of people with that stigma. But it's really important that you know that people are here to help you.
In Muncie, Emily Harless, NewsLink Indiana.
If you or a loved one are struggling, there are resources. You can reach the local lifeline by calling 288-HELP or calling the national hotline at 1-800-273-TALK. We've got a link to those resources at ballstatedaily.com.
President Trump is falsely claiming coronavirus is less deadly than the flu. In a tweet, he said sometimes more than 100,000 people die during the flu season, and in most populations, coronavirus is, quote, far less lethal than the flu. But according to an analysis of CDC statistics, more people in the U.S. have already died from coronavirus than from the flu over the last 5 flu seasons combined. Twitter has put a label on Trump's tweet saying it breaks its rules on spreading misleading information and potential harmful information related to COVID-19, but it said it will not remove the tweet as it may be in the public's interest to keep it accessible. Trump also posted the message on Facebook, which has actually been taken down for breaking the site's rules on coronavirus misinformation. And late today, another top aide for President Trump testing positive for COVID-19.
Stephen Miller's positive result was announced this evening. Miller, who's seen in this video last week with the president and aide Hope Hicks, previously tested negative for the virus. He's Trump's senior advisor and his speechwriter. Miller's wife, Kate, tested positive this summer. She serves as communications director for Vice President Pence. Her latest test came back negative. Meanwhile, several Pentagon officials are now quarantining after a top Department of Defense official tested positive for COVID-19. That's the latest from several DoD officials. The Vice Commandant of the U.S. Coast Guard, Admiral Charles Ray, learned he was infected. He's been to several meetings at the Pentagon recently. A number of people were tested, including Top General Mark Milley, who tested negative.
The chairman of Federal Reserve is warning the economic fallout in the U.S. can't get coronavirus under control. Jerome Powell gave his assessment at a virtual gathering of business economics on Tuesday. In addition to getting control of the pandemic, Powell is calling for more economic stimulus to support vulnerable Americans. It comes as negotiations on Capitol Hill for more stimulus package have been in the gridlock for months.
In election 2020 coverage tonight, early voting began today, bringing longer lines than in years past. These lines were seen across the state today. This line in Indianapolis stretched 4 blocks. Some experts aren't surprised by this due to the pandemic. A large increase in absentee ballots are also expected. The crowds come as Indiana and other states have been pushing hard for early voting. Voting will continue until Election Day on November 3rd.
Man, the weather was perfect today for all those lines down in Indy.
It really was, Libby. Now, Natasha, what can we be expecting for the rest of this week?
Well, we did see some warmer temperatures today, so it definitely was a great day to stand in line. A bit cooler now across the area. 68 down in Terre Haute, 55 up in Fort Wayne, 63 in Kokomo, 67 degrees currently here in Muncie. It was an above average day because we saw a high of 75 degrees. That's almost summer-like. The average high is 69 degrees. We didn't quite reach the record, which was set back in 2007 at 90 degrees. The radar is very quiet, but I will tell you some things that I will be telling you in my full forecast. There is very windy conditions on the way, as well as some warmer temperatures and also some rain chances. I'll have that again in my full forecast.
Halloween is quickly approaching, and haunted houses attractions are struggling to keep their customers and employees safe during the pandemic. NewsLink Indiana's Anna Chalker went to a local attraction to see how COVID-19 has impacted their season.
The coronavirus is not the only thing to be scared about this Halloween season. Indy Scream Park is back for its 11th consecutive season of terror and fun. I got to speak with John Pankey, the marketing director for Indy Scream Park, about the reopening struggles.
We were confronting was how to handle the sheer number of customers that we expect and the number of actors that we expect every year, and keep all of them safe in closer proximity, such as queue lines and attractions themselves.
To keep an extra amount of safety on customers and staff, capacity was dropped to 50%. Masks are worn between employees and actors. Lines were expanded so distance is in effect, and the Monster Midway is the most expanded area in the park.
And obviously in the midway, it is kind of at your discretion. If you don't feel you are social distance enough, then you have to put your mask on. But
with fear of the park not being open this season, extra thought was put into the newest attraction, Zombie Paintball.
The new attraction, we knew that if we opened, we would still be able to include it because we'd be able to put the same safety protocols in place for that attraction that we do for all the others.
Pankey strongly recommends that if you plan to come for a fun night of scares, you should read their COVID-19 rules and regulations before coming to the park.
Read through our entire COVID plan. That way you're well aware of what to expect when you get here, and there's no surprises for you. We also have it on signs throughout the entire park.
Everyone at Indy Scream Park just wants their customers to have a spooktacular Halloween season and to have a fun and safe way of doing so. In Anderson, Anna Chalker, NewsLink Indiana.
To purchase tickets or to find the COVID-19 rules and regulations, go to indyscreampark.com.
Fruit from Walmart is being recalled. We'll tell you what you need to do to stay safe.
Plus, Apple announces a reveal date for the new iPhone. Those details after the break.
Riding the bus is an easy thing to do. Last year, we carried 60,000 riders from the Ball State area. 50,000 of those were students. Anywhere you want to go, Mitts will take you there.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. Now, if you've bought pre-cut packaged fruit recently from Walmart, listen up. Country fresh fruit sold in 9 states is being recalled for a risk of Listerina contamination. The items include pre-cut apples, grapes, mangoes, pineapples, and cantaloupe. They have best buy dates of October 3rd to the 11th. No one has gotten sick, but the U.S. Food and Drug Administration discovered the Listeria bacteria on equipment where the products are packaged. The FDA says customers who have any of the recalled products should throw it away.
The nation's largest beer distributor, Reyes Beer Division, plans to acquire Indianapolis-based Monarch Beverage Company, which has long been Indiana's largest beer distributor. The Illinois-based company announced yesterday that the transaction is scheduled to close December 11th. Terms of the agreement have not yet been disclosed. Monarch Beverage has been family-owned since 1947. The Indianapolis Business Journal reports that in 2009, the company moved into a distribution center in Lawrence, Indiana. It has about 600 employees and delivers an average of 50,000 cases of product per day to Indiana retail customers.
Attention all Apple fans, your wait is almost over. Apple is expected to reveal the next new iPhone on October 13th. The company already sent out invitations for the reveal. Apple mentions high speed, leading people to believe the new iPhone will have 5G capabilities. This would be the very first iPhone to connect to the new ultra-fast wireless network. While new versions are usually announced in September, COVID-19 set back supply chains, delaying its launch. Next week's event starts at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and can be live streamed on Apple's website.
If you are a Comcast customer in many parts of the country, you may be getting a little bit of good news on your Xfinity cable bill. Comcast says it's working to recover the fees regional sports networks charged them from April to June this year. The company says Xfinity cable customers were being charged wrongly for sports packages when they were non-televised. Comcast notified many customers through an email today to look out for what they call a courtesy adjustment.
Well, speaking of sports, it was a beautiful day out there to get outside and play some sports.
Oh, yes, it was. Natasha, how's the weather looking?
A beautiful day, yes, and a beautiful week to come. I will have more of my full forecast next.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all. If I could go back, I would. But I can't.
going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars.
Really tall.
I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands?
Yes.
You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your favorite brother, your other brother,
Yes.
you, your football buddy, your football buddy, you, your plumber,
Breathe right into your foot.
your plumber's masseuse,
Yes.
you, your dog walker, your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Welcome back. The time is now 9:16. You're looking at a live look at the east side of campus. Natasha, how's the weather?
It's fall, but today felt like summer. We saw high temperatures of 75 today, 6 degrees above the average high of 69, not quite reaching the 2007 record set at 90. We have cooled down a little bit this evening, 64 degrees down in Bloomington, 62 degrees down in Cincinnati, 67 degrees currently here in Muncie. Now we're going to stay with these summer-like temperatures for much of next week. You can see the eastern half of this country is going to see a high probability of these warmer temperatures. Nothing really in the way of precipitation, though, going around the country. But if we take a trip down south, there is Hurricane Delta, currently a Category 4 hurricane that's going to hit Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula tomorrow afternoon, and then it will move up to the north where it will make landfall in the United States along the Gulf Coast around Louisiana. Now we might see some of the remnants of this, which is also indicated by the moisture content that is for next week. We're going to see a higher probability of moisture, actually that whole eastern part of the country there. Not really for tonight, though. We're going to see clear skies with a low dropping down to 55 degrees. Now, southwest winds are going to calm down a little bit at 10 to 15 miles per hour. If you take a look at precision cast, again, that illustrates that we're going to be seeing clear skies tonight. There's a system that's going to be off to our north by tomorrow morning. As it moves down to the east, it is going to dissipate before reaching Muncie, so we're not going to be seeing any of that cloud cover for tomorrow. So another beautiful sunny day ahead, and I have that here in this Wednesday breakdown. Clear skies at 7 with that temperature about 58 degrees. Then by 9 we're going to see temperatures reaching 60 degrees. That sunshine's coming out. By 11 the breeze will begin to pick up. We could see gusts around 25 miles per hour. Temperatures at 65 degrees. Then we'll be at 72 degrees by 1. And by 3, we're going to be seeing those temperatures at the high tomorrow of 77. Again, another breezy, another sunny day coming up. Thursday is going to be a similar story. Not much of the breezy conditions and temperatures a little bit cooler at 72 degrees. If we take a look at the rest of the week, you're going to see those highs reach almost 80 for the weekend. Our first chance of rain comes Saturday. Very minimal chance, so at 20%. Our highest chance of rain is Tuesday with that 30% chance and a cold front coming through. So a very beautiful week ahead, but kind of scary though. You can tell we're in spooky season because it feels like summer, but we're in fall.
That's true, but I am not going to complain about those temperatures. Thank you, Natasha. Now up next, a Ball State punter turned photographer. His journey next.
And we'll have the latest in high school football coverage after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow. Oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Weeknights, NewsLink Indiana brings you the news before you go to bed.
But Friday mornings, you're waking up with Cardinal weather. We've got the latest news headlines.
Freezing temperatures have set in all the way down in Louisiana.
One man dead after flooding in Venice, Italy.
Up to the minute weather conditions.
Cold temperatures are the story this morning.
And of course, lots of fun.
It is not
What
funny.
on earth is happening there?
I feel sorry for the little guy.
I've got my socks on. Annie with her curly hair, which is actually never curly. Join us Friday mornings at 8 on Facebook Live.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Imani Butts with sports. As Ball State punter Ty Nibbs is gearing up for the season, he's also chasing his dreams as a photographer. NewsLink Indiana's Nick Lawler caught this picture-perfect moment.
What started as just another class in high school has turned into Nibbs' passion.
Once you start figuring out like how your passion is and what you're passionate about, you feel more energetic and more capable to do more things in that area. So I was just like, okay, I feel myself getting more passionate about this. Let's see where we can take it.
Even though photography and football aren't your typical combo, Nibbs taking it on headstrong.
Once you have your passion or you feel like you know what you're gonna do with your life, you shouldn't care what anybody else thinks or what they have to say. I feel like once you know your passion, chase it.
His message? Anyone can fulfill their dreams, as long as they commit to it.
You can chase your dream while doing something else maybe, but as long as you put work in, you'll always come out on top.
Whether it's the gridiron or the studio, Nibbs is committed to putting in the work. In Muncie, Nick Lawler, NewsLink Indiana.
Whether you are enjoying the views on the gridiron or views by Ty, Nibbs' story is inspiring to many. Nibbs is just one of many Cardinals awaiting on the details of his season.
Watching people play on TV gets tougher and tougher every single week, whether it's college, NFL. I've watched high school games on Friday night that have been tape delayed, but it's been tough to watch that, knowing that, man, why can't that be us?
But now that will be them. The only question remaining is how will it look when they get there? The MAC is claiming games are supposed to kick off November 4th, but they have yet to release a schedule. Another concern is how the post-game season bowl games will play out. The NCAA Division I Committee will meet on the 13th and 14th to decide what the fate of playoff football will be. As the clock ticks down to game time, the Cardinals are still waiting to fly. Some more Friday night lights around the county. Let's take a look at this week's games. Starting off at 7, Blackford traveling to Mississinawa. Westdale hitting the road, taking on Purdue Poly. Muncie Central journeying out to Lafayette, taking on McCutcheon. And Eastbrook hosting Elwood. Kicking off at 7:30, Yorktown traveling to Pendleton Heights. Newcastle hosting New Palestine. And Delta facing Greenfield Central. The Eagles in search of their first sectional title with Brady Hunt as quarterback, who credits the team's chemistry.
All the people that you're playing with, you just know that they'll always have your back. They're out there putting their physical body at risk for you, and so it makes you feel that connection and feel that friendship, feel that brotherhood. Hopefully, right now, during high school season, I'm focusing on winning a sectional championship. That's something I haven't done yet, something I'm looking forward to.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter for live scoring updates. And finally, we have the marquee for Sectional 9 matchups for high school volleyball. Match 3 featuring 2 Delaware County teams, Yorktown and Muncie Central. And match 4, the Newcastle Trojans facing the Richmond Red Devils. So, Livy and Tucker, on the topic of Cardinal football, we were supposed to have a full season, but you know, COVID happened, and now it's moved to a 6-game season, but as I said before, we have no idea who they're going to play. But originally, on the original schedule, we were supposed to play IU, Michigan, and a bunch of other Power 5 schools. So, my question to the two of you is, what 2 Power 5 teams would you want to see if we did get to play them?
Well, Amani, I'm glad you asked because I'm very passionate about this. We want Bama. I know I speak for all Ball State students, and I'm sure Coach knew as well.
Yeah, and with that, I go with IU, so.
I'm a Michigan State fan, so.
Gotcha. Well, Amani, thank you so much. Coming up, Ben & Jerry's is releasing a new flavor. We'll tell you what it is next.
And we'll take a final look at the 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just like the rules to surviving Zombieland, there are steps you can take to be prepared for an emergency.
It's the right thing to do.
Talk with your family to make a plan. Look for safe areas to meet up if separated. And stock up on supplies. It's never too early to get prepared. So start now.
Right now?
Right now. You can't predict emergencies, but you can be ready.
You're welcome, America.
Visit ready.gov today to learn more.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Time for us to take a look at what's trending.
Joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Brianna Morton. Brianna, what do you have for us?
Good evening, Tucker and Libby. Ben & Jerry wants you to talk about voting and reform, and it's making it happen by what the iconic ice cream maker does best, with a new flavor. Justice Remixed is cinnamon and chocolate ice cream with cinnabon dough and fudge brownies. The company quotes co-founder Ben in saying, "It's easier to talk about difficult issues over a scoop or two." A portion of the proceeds from New Flavor will support the Advancement Project National Office Free and Safe campaign. McDonald's launched another new celebrity meal Monday, the Balvin meal. It's the Latin pop superstar's go-to meal, a Big Mac, medium fries, and an Oreo McFlurry. The prices will vary by location, and it's only a deal if you order with the app, in which the case the McFlurry is free. The menu item will be available through November 1st. It follows a similar month-long collaboration with the $6 Travis Scott meal deal. That's all for Trending News tonight. Tucker and Libby, back to you.
Brianna, thank you so much. Natasha, can we get one last look at that weather?
We have a breezy day in store tomorrow and ample amounts of sunshine for the next week. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s.
That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow for NewsLink Indiana Midday, and then again at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a great night, guys.